Okay, hello everybody that is watching this, and today I'm obviously here with Venomous Ruler 272. Introduce yourself, sir.
Hello. I've not started my recording yet. I'm going to start it in 3, 2, 1. What is up, my rulers? Venomous Ruler, and today I'm back with another video. Today I'm here with 600 Insider. Say hello.
Hello.
And we are going to be talking about the 2017 SFI prediction. So I have a tool to look on the side.
You're breaking up. Okay, there we go.
Well, I'm not going to put whitewater in because I don't want to make predictions for whitewater. That would be really hard. So we're just going to do the amusement parts. So do you want to spin first?
Sure. Okay. Looks like we're starting with Great America.
Alright. So my 2017 prediction for this park is a super loop. Because it's one of the 5 parks that have not gotten. And I think they might get a super loop since it's one of the big parks. I'm predicting that they're going to get a super loop and maybe one rides it over 10. So basically,
Well, I'm gonna go ahead and take a look at the map.
yeah, I'm going to open up the maps too.
I'm still recording. Okay. Alright.
So
Well,
this park, Great America.
I'm gonna move.
Feel so weird to not click on over Georgia.
Alright, I'm waiting for it to load. It's obviously going to go a little slower than normal because I have a lot of stuff open.
Well, I'm not recording on my computer. I'm recording on my iPad.
I am recording with my computer, as I always do. Alright, it should
the
be...
Great America Park map. Loading. 2015.
Why are you running? The computer's definitely running slower than normal.
Do you know where the Justice League is gonna be?
Yeah, I do.
Where?
It's in the building. It's okay. If it's the map, it's near see where the Superman Tower is, I believe. Yeah, unless this is outdated. I'm pretty sure this is outdated.
The Superman Tower.
Or it's not the Superman Tower. Sorry, the it's like a little viewing tower, sort of.
The Sky Tower.
Yeah.
In the next to that.
I'm pretty sure it's either next to that or it might have been a new building. I'm not 100% sure because I didn't keep up with this part.
I think it's a new building because I watched the TV.
So for the Larson Super Loop,
I think they could fit him right by the Dark Knight and the train. I think that would be a pretty good place.
I feel like they could theme a DC Super Loop as they did with Six Flags Over Georgia.
Yeah, that would be pretty cool. Maybe Bizarro.
I can also see a Super Loop going in front of Viper.
That would be pretty cool.
Or even in front of that amphitheater. Or it's like an outdoor theater, kind of up.
I see something right by Demon and American Eagle. You mean, is that where you're looking?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's kind of that little patch in between Demon and then American Eagle, and then there's a theater. You can definitely see a Larson Super Loop going there.
A pretty good place too.
But other than that, I really don't see too many other good places for a Super Loop to go.
Yeah, me either.
I mean,
I'm gonna go. I think the most likely place would either be the place by the amphitheater and Demon, or by the Dark Knight.
Yeah.
But we could do something. They could do something that we don't know and put the 2 other rides, the Hurricane Force 5 and Insanity.
Yeah, it could always.
They could put those rides next to the Dark Knight and put the Super Loop by Viper from those.
It could always be. It could always just be a whole family ride expansion altogether.
Yeah, but my prediction is some sort of flat ride combination that includes the Super. That's my prediction.
But other than that, I really don't see too much coming to this park in 2017.
And they just got the
Justice League ride, which is a fairly expensive addition. So they're obviously going to take an off year and most likely just introduce a super loop.
And I'm noticing that this park is sort of kind of like the Georgia, where they have a thrill year and then they take a year off. How they have the even years are their thrill years. So in 2012 they had an X Flight, and a year off in 2013, and then Goliath in 2014.
Yeah.
2015, I'm not sure what they added. Maybe just a family ride or something.
Yeah.
Then 2016 they added
In a,
some sort of flat ride.
I believe in 2015 it was the return of classic rides. So
Yeah, that's right. Right.
This
So
park's very unpredictable, and they could definitely get something crazy that we wouldn't expect. But
they might even get a coaster. Who knows?
I feel like it's most possible for them to receive a Larson Loop in 2016 or 2017.
I think the coaster will come in 2018. But I'm going to spin the wheel again, and it looks like our next park is La Ronde. So,
oh boy,
load up the park map.
That's just my favorite park in the whole chain.
This is one of the most. Wait, what? What just happened? I typed in I got to the La Ronde page, and then when I opened the park map.
That's okay. So I'm gonna go ahead and load up the park map for Ronde.
And it's probably gonna load over Texas.
Let's hope
I'm just
not.
gonna find one on Google Images.
It looks like I have the Ronde park map working. So
thinking that they will get an RMC for Monster for this park.
oh yeah, that's obviously a rumor floating around.
That's a good possibility.
But at the same time,
I think they'd either get an RMC of Le Monster or a Super Loop in between Le Monster and Super Menage.
Yeah, I think that's a possibility. I think most likely it'll be a Super Loop just because this is one of the final parks that need one. So
one of the final parks that need a Super Loop.
I can see a Super Loop going next, or where some of these, a lot of these theaters are these viewing theaters that like kind of look out onto the lake would definitely make a great place for a Super Loop.
Yes.
Right next to the water, and maybe they would even put a Super Loop over the water, which would be a very interesting thing to do.
Kind of like they did with the launch tower thing.
Yeah. I think it's like just an observation tower.
Yeah.
But yeah, maybe they could do something over the water, which would definitely be a little more unique for a Larson Looper.
I know another cool place to put a Super Loop would be where the go-karts are by Les Vampires.
Yeah.
That would be a really cool place.
So there's definitely a lot of interesting places that a Super Loop could go into this park.
Yes.
And it's most likely going to be a Super Loop.
Yes. And if they RMC Monster, I'd like to see the Colossus thing, but maybe keep it a dueling coaster.
Yeah, I would love to see a dueling coaster. A second dueling coaster RMC would be insane. So
this is going to be what I think they should do to the Le Monster what Storm Chaser should have been. And that means, and I think they should keep the 2 tracks.
So I've gone ahead and I spin the wheel again, and I somehow got Great America again. So I'm gonna spin one more time.
Yeah, just spin it again.
It looks like we're doing Six Flags Mexico next.
Mexico. Alright. So Mexico also just got the Just a Snake.
And they also just introduced a water park. So this park is obviously most likely going to take a year off.
I'm not predicting anything big. I'm thinking
another Larson Looper.
Or Larson Loop. Or yeah, I'm pretty much thinking of Larson Looper. But I do see a pretty good place to put maybe a Larson Loop and some more family rides. And that's if you look at Five Superman, and it has that out of the station.
Yeah.
They could put some rides they could remove those buildings there and put some rides there.
Yeah.
That would be pretty cool.
Well, obviously,
I'm just gonna keep it. I'm just gonna say the same as the last 3 parks.
And most likely a Larson Looper.
Another good place to put one would be by the go-kart and skyscraper.
Yeah, this park obviously just had a pretty big year introducing water park, and the Justice League Battle for Metropolis 4D ride is an expensive addition, and this park probably is going to take a year off.
Yes, and another cool ride that I'd like to see Six Flags start putting in again would be those Aqua Twist models that they
Yeah,
sent to Discovery Kingdom and St. Louis and Milan. I'm pretty sure they don't have one in Mexico, so that would be pretty
yeah, it would be.
cool in Mexico.
I never actually knew this, but it looks like they have a ride named X Flight at this park.
Yeah, I just noticed that
Is
too.
that the sling? Oh no, that's like a. It's like a.
No,
It's
that's not the
it's
slingshot.
their
It's like the Sky Coaster.
yeah
It's their
at
version of
Six
the
Flags
Sky
Over Florida.
Coaster.
I also think a interesting place for a super loop at this park would be behind, sort of next to the Johnny Rockets area.
Yeah. Where is that? Like, what coaster is that?
It's kind of across from Boomerang.
Okay.
But this park's
Right there.
interesting.
That would be pretty cool.
This
Yeah,
park,
this park is pretty interesting.
because I mean,
And,
the Sky Screamer came in 2015,
yeah,
and this year we have a
getting
water
Justice League.
park. So this park gets decent stuff. It's one of the nicer. It is the nicer foreign park.
Yeah. They're getting the Justice League in 2016 too.
So I'm definitely excited to see what they will receive in 2017. Most likely a Larson Looper. But yeah, that's what I see at this park. All right, you're up to the wheel.
So looks like we're gonna be doing predictions on sixth grade.
All right, that's one
That's
of
a pretty
my
good one.
that's one of the better parks. And I
Yeah,
think
and we sort
it's
of
the
talked
best
about
park.
this before today.
Yeah, we practiced this yesterday.
We didn't necessarily practice. We just like talked about what we'd like to see.
Okay.
So Great Adventure.
So I predicted for this park that if the DC Super Friends catches on like it should be at Six Flags Over Georgia, I think it could become like the next Larson Looper and introduce 4 to each park every year, or 2 parks every year.
Well, I don't think they would do 4 every year, but maybe 2.
Two
And the
to
DC Super Friends are like that cost more money than a Larson Looper does, so I wouldn't see 4 each year, but maybe 2. So prediction
yeah.
be either a DC Super Friends Bugs Bunny Boomtown expansion, like we talked about,
Yeah.
either that or a Justice League Battle for Metropolis.
Now I said the DC Super Friends would go good at this park, right next to the currently, or one of the currently existing kids areas, next
Yeah.
to the like the log flumes.
Yeah.
Right beside the Joker, and if it's going to be DC Super Friends, that would definitely tie in the 2 areas very nicely.
And I think what would be pretty cool is that we could see the smaller kids area by the log flume become the DC Super Friends, and then the one by Skull Mountain and Nitro become Bugs Bunny Boomtown.
Yeah. So this park is also very unpredictable, and they've done a lot of interesting things here too. But I think this park is most likely going to get a DC Super Friends expansion.
Or a Justice League Dark Ride. And if they were going to get a Justice League Dark Ride, I know the perfect spot. I think it would go, if you look by Slingshot,
Right behind that in the blue building.
it would go in the blue building, and if they need more space in the where the go kart spot.
Yeah, they could always sort of take the building and make it bigger, or demolish it completely and build a brand new building. So
Yeah.
there's a lot that can happen at this park.
Yeah. All right. So next park we're gonna be is.
Oh, I was gonna spin, but go for it.
I just spun though, so.
It's cool. It's whatever.
Yeah. So spin the wheel. And St. Louis.
All right.
So this one's pretty obvious. RMC with Boss.
Or I also think that this
Wait, I'm gonna say just C, but they just got one.
I think this part could receive a
I think this is also a good contender for DC Super Friend, but I think they're gonna get something big in 2017.
I think that it is most likely going to receive a 4D free spin coaster.
Yeah.
Because it is applying for a coaster, and another park that we will talk about is probably more likely to get the RMC for a reason that we will talk about.
That we will talk about when we roll that park.
Don't want to spoil anything
And
too early.
and as for where the coaster could go, I'm looking at a place right by Scream and Eagle and the Boss. I think they could fit some premium there and make a key line like wrap around the end.
Yeah, and
I think that would be pretty cool.
yeah, and we could also see for a 4D free spin
Either that or maybe put it next to the train track
over beside
River King Mine Train.
over beside the. I also see a good space next to the train track by where next to, it's kind of like across or next to the big kind of like a splash waterfalls ride.
Oh yeah, that's where I meant the.
Oh, okay.
That's where I think it could go. So either there or next to the Boston Screaming Eagle and traffic.
This park is definitely due for some or a roller coaster.
Sort of coaster. I believe their last coaster that they got was. I don't even know.
I don't think they've gotten a coaster since Six Flags started the new ride. I mean, of course they're going to consider Fireball a coaster, but since they've started the whole new attraction every year, I don't think they've ever actually received a coaster.
Yeah.
And if they did, it was some kind of hand-me-down.
The last new coaster that they got, I'm pretty sure, the last new coaster that they got that was a hand-me-down Red Thunder in 2008.
And that's
Boomerang was a relocation from
Six
Flags to Texas.
Yeah. I know a lot of people want also a lot of people want the Boss to
get RMC, but I don't think that would happen until.
Yeah, I know it's one of the bigger wooden coasters, kind of like El Toro, and I think if they're ever going to RMC something like that, it's going to be after the smaller, more compact wooden coasters have received one.
Yeah.
Because it obviously takes longer to do those and costs more to do those. So.
And yesterday you were also talking about them retracking the Boss.
Oh yeah, and I believe Boss was recently retracked by RMC, so they obviously plan to keep it for a while, or at least 2 more years.
Because if the coaster's getting retracked, I think they plan to keep it for just a little while longer.
Because for anyone that doesn't know, RMC doesn't just make hybrid coasters. They are good with wooden coasters. And they also help create the 4D free spin coasters. So
manufactured by RMC, and RMC actually even helped create El Toro.
Yeah, so RMC's been around since 2001, and they're not a new company, and we've seen them do lots of projects. So if they just retract the Boss,
I think they plan to keep it for a little while.
It'd be here for at least another year or 2.
Oh, I think you should put it this time.
All right, let's see what we get.
I'm gonna spin it to this one.
Oh my god, I got Great America for the 3rd time.
Well, I rode Magic Mountain, so maybe that.
Let's see what I get this time. Okay, I just got St. Louis again, so yeah, we're gonna go ahead and do Magic Mountain.
Magic Mountain. Oh, and by the way, Six Flags, if you're watching this video, fix on Park Map, please. Why it loads over Texas.
It worked. It seemed to work for me. It might have just been a minor glitch.
Yeah. I'm gonna open up like a Microsoft Word so I know which parts we've already done.
I've been recording 20
minutes. For just about 20 minutes.
Make sure it's still picking everything just fine. It seems to be.
Great Adventure, Lone Mexico, and
here, I'm gonna go ahead and let you just spin the wheel for the rest of the time because it seems to be slowing down my computer to have all these tabs open, and you have better luck.
Yes, I do.
I don't know
Alright,
why, but the wheel doesn't
so
like me.
Magic Mountain, St. Louis, Great America, Great Adventure, Luron, Mexico, and I'm forgetting it.
I think that's everything we've covered so far.
Alright, so I opened up Magic Mountain Park map, and this park is one of the 5 parks that has not received a Super Loop yet. So I'm going to go ahead and predict a Super Loop. Either
Yeah.
I see a spot
Um.
to the next to where it says no
um
revolution virtual
yeah.
reality
I.
5 Vipers turn into the
I.
station.
Yeah.
Right there is a good spot.
I do think that. I think otherwise. I don't think that this park is going to receive a super loop because there were some steel supports
Yeah.
spotted at the park. I don't quite remember where. I do remember they saw some water slide pieces behind Scream, but that's for the water park slides.
I also think another thing that they should do to this park is DC Super Friends Bugs Bunny Boomtown.
Yeah. Well, I think they have Bugs Bunny Boomtown already, but the DC Super Friends would definitely be good for this park. But if they were going to add a coaster, I think that a coaster would definitely go well in one of those abandoned stations where the abandoned station of the monorail that could definitely be used for
A
a
Super Loop platform.
either a super loop platform or possibly the
Another fill ride.
platform for a ride. And a lot of people want a Giga, and I really want a Giga to come here. But I don't think it will be a Giga. I think it'll just be another Hyper or just another plain coaster in general. I think
I
that
don't think a Giga is going to come to Magic Mountain anytime soon.
I think if we're going to see a Giga, it's going to be in the 2020s and not anytime soon.
Exactly. And I also see if they do get a Super Loop, I also see one more spot that they can get it, and that is right by Apocalypse and the go karts in the back.
Yeah, I know. I also wanted to point this out because I thought this would always be a cool thought. I know New Revolution obviously would definitely and always take the Revolution, the virtual reality, but I always thought it would be cool to see Full Throttle with virtual reality.
Exactly. I mean, they even filmed the promos for it on Full Throttle.
But it obviously fits the New Revolution better.
Awesome.
I just think Full Throttle would be better. All right, so
Since they like to break records, I mean, they're doing the first virtual reality coaster.
yeah,
What if they put virtual reality on scooters?
that would actually be really interesting to see how that would work. I also wanted to point out because this might also happen. Viper, just like they complained about the Ninja, I think they
A
could.
Viper upgrade would be pretty cool.
Yeah, I think just like they did with the little side project of Ninja at Six Flags Magic Mountain, they could always revamp Viper, give it new paint, and give it a new name, and make it a better ride experience.
Yes, new Viper.
So what?
The all-new Viper coming to Six Flags Magic Mountain. Never.
Now you can name Cobra, Green Snake, or Milk Snake. All right. Go ahead and spin for the next park.
Next park is going to be. I will do Great Adventure, so I'm going to spin again. Magic Mountain again. St. Louis again.
Yeah. When we start to get down to the last couple, we're just gonna stop
Great
the wheel
America again.
because we're gonna get a lot of repeats.
Okay, America.
All
Six
right.
Flags America.
Now, this park is definitely due for a roller
A new
coaster,
coaster.
but I
And
think.
two predictions that I'm staying true to in my past video.
Well, my prediction for
And
this
that's
park.
an SNS 40 free spin is the more likely option, or the less likely RMC rule.
Well, I think that we're gonna see coming to this park. Not a coaster this year. I know everyone wants to see a coaster,
Yeah.
but I think that is definitely coming in 2018.
Yeah.
But this park has technically received a coaster within the past couple years. They've received Raging Cajun, which is a hand-me-down, but it is.
The last real coaster that they got,
I think was Superman Man of Steel. So they definitely are overdue for a coaster.
I'm gonna load up their park on OCBD.
But
real coaster they got that wasn't a hand-me-down was Batwing in 2001.
So yeah, they are definitely overdue for a coaster.
They definitely need a
Now, if
coaster.
they were going to get a 4D free spin coaster, I think that the most likely location for that, which this sounds sad. I mean, it's. I think they would definitely have to take out something because this park is not very big, and I
Well, I
think
do see one spot that it might work.
the only thing I can really think of is them taking out um, Penguin's Blizzard River and sticking it in that area and slapping some DC
Yeah.
theme on there.
But I mean, they did like just add that, didn't they?
I'm not sure.
But the one place that I see would be by Roar and Superman, like by the first drop on
Yeah, I see
Superman,
where.
first turn of Roar, right by Whistle Stop Park.
Yeah.
That I think that would be a good spot.
Um, I know this the theme, the big
And
skull.
but
The,
they're doing it to since that's on the path to Batwing, they could do it with they could theme it to like one of Batman's villains.
yeah. Um, but I think that the most likely option for this year is going to be a kiddie coaster of some type,
Yeah.
and I think that's going to go near their kiddie world. Obviously,
The I
probably
think
around the location of the
yeah,
playground.
not the I don't think it would go in the area in the bottom of the park, but I think it should go near Whistle Stop Park and maybe turn by Wild
Yeah.
Punch Park, and
Um.
then maybe even go into the supports. That would be crazy, but
Yeah. I
maybe that's
definitely
probably not
think.
happening.
I definitely think that there's a lot to come in 2018 for this park, but nothing much in 2017.
All right, next park is St. Louis. I'm kidding. It actually was St. Louis, Mexico. This is getting annoying. Great America.
We
That's
we
nothing.
I think we're just gonna have to start picking rent just by
Oh,
ourselves
I
now.
think okay. It just rolled over Texas, but I have an idea. How about I just remove them from the wheel once we do them?
Oh yeah, that's actually a smart idea.
Yeah.
So while we're waiting for him to do
Going
that,
through, we've done La Ronde, we've done America, we've done St. Louis, we've done. This is gonna be over Texas. Great America, Magic Mountain, Great America, and Adventure New Mexico and St. Louis. How could
yeah,
I forget George?
and of course once Six Flags
Now I have
China opens,
Great
we'll.
Escape, Discovery Kingdom, Fiesta Texas, and over Georgia.
And while he's waiting, I'm gonna go ahead and explain this because I didn't really properly explain this
Wait,
at the
I'm
beginning.
forgetting one.
But
What's
this
the
is
first one?
basically just gonna be a weekly podcast, hopefully weekly,
Or,
with
yeah,
Venomous
hopefully.
Ruler. So we'll just talk about whatever's new within the Six Flags
Oh,
park.
New England. I forgot New England. That's what I got. Alright, and I'll add New England. Alright, so over Texas is what I would.
We're doing over Texas.
Yeah, over Texas. You could just go to La Ronde if you wanted to.
Okay. Um. Yeah. Over Texas is probably
I'm
not
I'm
gonna
think
get.
they're not I don't think they'll get a coaster.
I think this park is another DC Super Friends
I'm
park.
gonna have to agree with you on
Either
that and
that.
say DC Super Friends or a Super Loop.
Yeah, I'm leaning a little more toward the Super Loop just because it's obviously this
Yeah.
would round out
It's one
all
of
the
the
Super
only five
Loops.
parks that does not have a super loop, and I'm thinking somewhere in Gotham City by the new rides that they're adding this year.
Yeah, this would definitely round out the Super Loops for
Either by
2018,
that or their sort of
2017.
Splashwater Falls ride in Pandemonium.
Yeah, I think behind well, probably not there, but it would be a cool place for a Super Loop. Would be next to Catwoman Whip, which is coming
Yeah,
this year,
next to Catwoman's Whip and by Batman the rides.
or next
The the end of that one.
Or possibly we could see it coming to the left of the skyscraper. I definitely think that they're going to add whatever they're adding is going to go in that general area of the park because since the skyscraper, it hasn't really been messed with.
Yeah.
So I think this park is definitely in need of attention in that area.
Yes, but I'm thinking another cool place would be by New Texas Giant and Titan. They have a picnic pavilion at the end
Yeah.
of where Titan is, so they can maybe build a bridge across that river and then put a super loop right there.
Yeah.
Done.
But yeah, it's. I think that it is most likely we're gonna see a super loop come to this park, and in 2018, I think the park will also receive a coaster,
Yeah,
but that will be predicted in 2018 and 2017. But
because last new coaster that they received
was tag? No, was it? Yeah,
in 2008. Because I don't count RMCs as new coasters; I just count them as like
I guess. I guess. I count RMCs as coasters, but that's because I don't know. They replaced some of the wood. I don't know. That's a good point.
so. The 5 parks we have left are Great Escape, Discovery Kingdom, Fiesta Texas, North Parks,
Yeah.
Roll. Oh wait, I forgot to apply the wheel change.
I'm excited to go and look at Over Georgia because I have 3 predictions for this park. So
Alright. We are gonna do Discovery Kingdom.
okay, so Discovery Kingdom is where I thought there could be
Coaster.
a possible DC Super Friends coming.
This is the park that I think is most likely to get a DC Super Cruise area upgrade.
Yeah, because this park obviously just received the Joker.
They just received the Joker,
Oh,
so
yes,
I don't
and
think we're gonna be seeing any new. I don't
their
think we're gonna be seeing a new coaster.
their park map is out of date. So I think that
Does
they
it even have Joker on it? Oh, it has Joker on
I
it.
think
So.
that they will definitely receive a DC Super Friends area, and I think that it will most likely not replace their current Looney Tunes Seaport area. And I think they could do both the DC Super Friends and um, Bugs Bunny Boomtown.
I think that they should connect the DC Super Friends to the kids area, to their current kids area, or at least have them somewhat close to each other. And I think a good spot for that would be the
Mm-hmm.
amphitheater monsoon falls. I think they should get rid of that and put it over there, sort of by region.
All right. Um, I think that there. I think one coaster that definitely needs to either be revamped or just taken out completely is, of course, Kong, and that could be the location of something in 2018. And I'm sure by 2018 there will be some kind of new flat ride or a smaller ride within the industry that is going to be used by Six Flags. So hopefully in 2018, sadly, we'll see the removal of Kong most likely, and we'll see
It's
something
not
new. Good.
sad. The ride is
Well, okay,
horrible.
yeah, yeah, but
It's a
unsadly,
coaster. It's not sad.
unsadly,
If they
we
just added trees, it would
will
be sad.
hopefully see the removal of Kong in 2018 for something else to come there, but that's also for 2018.
Yes.
So moving on to the next park, I think we're down to 4.
Yep. The next park is Fiesta Texas.
All right, this one's also interesting.
And so Fiesta Texas is a little bit. I don't really know.
My prediction for this park was a water park expansion because this park hasn't had a water park expansion since I think either 2012 or 2013. So it definitely needs something new to the water park because it's been really left alone for a while. I mean, their water park is pretty big, but I think that we'll probably just see some kind of new kids area within the water park like they did at Six Flags America.
I'm thinking maybe a DC Super Friends, but that might be stretching it a little.
Yeah. I obviously the quarry wall.
Coaster.
I really like the quarry wall behind this park, and I think that the next time it receives a coaster, it hopefully will interact with that, because there are actually 2 coasters that do, but
And that's only Superman and Iron Rabbit.
And hopefully, I mean, I like Jim Reed Anderson, and personally, he was a good park president in my opinion. But hopefully, this new park president,
Who was the park president?
Jim Reed Anderson, or not the park president, but the company president.
So, yeah, John Duffy is.
So hopefully, the new park president.
For all we know, John Duffy could remove every single Super League and.
Please.
For all we know, he could take out Full Throttle and Goliath. For all we know.
So hopefully, John Duffy is very innovative, and he's. I mean,
he's just as good as Jim Reed Anderson, if not better.
Yeah, because Jim Reed Anderson was a great president, but.
He was awesome.
Continuing on with Six Flags Fiesta Texas, I think we're most likely going to see something like they did with Splash Waterfalls at this park.
That's a good prediction too. So next, Great Escape over Georgia in New England. I forgot that apply to wheel changes. Over Georgia, New England, and Great Escape.
Okay. So
I'm predicting something small.
Wait, what park are you at?
New England.
Okay, good. I did not hear.
Oh. Well, I'm not going to predict anything big. I'm just going to predict like a DC for friends.
Yeah,
a water park that's made like Splash Waterfall.
That was definitely my prediction for this park is a
nothing big. Like we're not going to see a new coaster.
Yeah, I think a DC Super Friends or a Bugs Bunny.
I think they'll remove Flashback.
Yeah, I think they will definitely receive.
Because having 2 boomerangs in one park is not really that good.
Yeah.
And maybe retrack Thunderbolt or something like that. Because I did Thunderbolt a little bit, like a little bit on the left side.
I'm having finding Wicked. Okay, yeah, because it's not labeled. The other day their map was out of date, but
they did label Wicked.
I guess they just updated it.
They have Fireball on it too.
Yeah, so I definitely think that in 2017 there will be a DC Super Friends and or Bug Bunny Boomtown coming to this park.
And I think a good place to put that would be removing Flashback and the ride that's next to it and putting it in that area by the light.
I also noticed something really interesting about this park map. This is, I think, the only Six Flags park that has their parking on their map.
The right side.
Yeah, on their map at all, because I'm pretty sure almost every other Six Flags does not have their parking lot. So that's interesting to see. I mean,
Georgia does not have it at all.
All right.
Way too much.
So moving on to the next park. What park is next?
The next park is going to be Escape over Georgia. Great Escape. And the best for last, I guess.
Hopefully. Okay. Park map.
Well, I just sort of ties in with what I think that is what I think is going to Georgia in 2017.
Yeah. View map. Okay. So hopefully my screen recorder is picking up these maps. If it's not, it's okay. You can still hear what we're saying, and and if you go to these parks, you know what place we're talking about.
And I'm gonna put the links to the park map, every single one, in the description.
Yeah, I will most likely do that too. I will be spending a lot of time editing.
This one's a little bit hard.
So I think that this park.
It's not a little bit hard. It's extremely hard.
This park map is extremely outdated too, because
they don't even have the Fireball on it.
Yeah, they are 2013. This is their 2013 park map.
No, this is 2014.
Or yeah, because
Supernova was 2014.
So
I'm predicting something by the Ferris wheel, and maybe removing their Whitewater Rapids ride.
Yeah, well, their Whitewater Rapids ride I think will most likely stay, because obviously this park doesn't have a lot going for it, and I think that it definitely needs to keep as many rides as it can, because there's not a lot here.
And maybe add something by their Sky Coaster.
Yeah, that's the area I'm looking at, kind of behind that McDonald's looking building.
Yeah. That building
I
really
think
does look
we
like
could see a
trouble.
Huss Frisbee, a larger version of Supernova, basically, if you don't know what a Huss Frisbee is,
Yeah,
going
well, they
behind there.
already have frisbee, so I don't think we'll see that. I
They
know how frisbee is just like way too similar,
I
and I
mean,
don't think six
yeah,
legs.
I
So
guess. Or we could
I
see
don't
like
think.
what they're doing at La Ronde, and they could put. Oh wait, well, never mind. They can't put a coaster backwards because they don't have any. But they could definitely put something like that Gravitor, 3D party in the
Mm,
sky thing
yeah,
in this park.
that sounds pretty cool.
But
So that's pretty much our prediction for Great Escape. So
and
we don't even need to spin the wheel anymore.
so now we're on to the final part of the video.
Coincidentally, our home parks.
That is that's actually surprising.
This was totally not planned. I promise.
Yeah, I
I don't even need their coaster count up or
so
anything because I
this
know it
park
so
is
well.
definitely overdue for a coaster.
RMC redo of Cyclone.
That is one of my three
That
predictions
or either that or replacing Woodstock Park with
with
the
if
SNS 40 free spin. Either replacing Woodstock Park or the Axis Arena.
because if you don't know already, in the brand new Bugs Bunny Boomtown, the slide complex, not water slides, just regular like a playground basically, was moved to the Bugs Bunny Boomtown and repainted and rethemed.
Looney Tunes Adventure Camp.
So that leaves that area completely empty, and that is a very compact area. So it would obviously make a great spot for an SNS 40 free spin coaster.
Yes, I
And
think an SNS 40 free spin in that area or by the Axis Arena, or even replacing the Axis Arena, or an RMC redo cycle. I'm leaning towards the RMC redo cycle.
yeah, I like the idea that Cyclone will receive an RMC this year because
Yes.
it's in rough shape, and
Yes.
the last maintenance it had was in I think 2011 or 2012, and it
Yes.
had a small bit of retracking by RMC, but that was a
And
long time ago.
also and also something that I noted about the Excited River Georgia was that Batman the Ride actually got new trains, I believe.
Did it?
Because
I
yeah, I was looking at pictures on my dad's phone of last year when they were at Batman Ride for the first time. Well, when my parents were back.
yeah.
And the restraints were yellow. And when I rode it yesterday, they were black.
Mm, yeah. I would definitely love to.
And my friend's dad said that he fit in like so much easier. So I think they did add new trains to Batman.
I would definitely love to see that Batman would run backwards again because I really enjoyed that. It was a little rougher than normal, but backwards
Yeah.
Batman was definitely very fun.
And
But
also one final thing that I'd like to see is some retracking on Great American Spring Machine by
yeah,
RMC.
but I have one more prediction for this park. Now,
What is it?
the DC Super Friends area is obviously just now introduced, and if
Yeah.
they're moving more toward a DC theme, and the Justice League Battle for Metropolis Dark Ride is obviously DC themed, and Monster Mansion just so happens to be right across from
Yeah.
DC Super Friends. So I think that is very possible that this year or in 2018 we could see Monster Mansion transformed into Justice League Battle for Metropolis.
And that would be awesome. Hopefully they'll remove the two Monster Mansion boats that are rotting and decaying that you can see from Goliath Edge.
Yeah, I do love Monster Mansion, and it's been around since I was.
Rising great.
Monster Mansion's been around since my first trip to the park, and I've always loved it. But it would be it would definitely be sad to see that go. But I do, however, think room for change is always good. So
Yeah.
that's really all I can see for this park. And I think that if the park was to get a 40 SNS free spin coaster, that it would pick up the name Total Mayhem that was dropped off by Six Flags Great Adventure.
And also something cool is that it's Excited River's 40th, 50th anniversary next year. So
Yeah.
I hope I see something big. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. Make sure to subscribe, like, share, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you later. Peace out, everyone.
Alright, and as he just concluded his video, I'm going to go ahead and conclude my video. Make sure you subscribe to my channel and like this video. And oh my god, I'm about to spend like 2 hours editing. Yay!